Monday, and it's another lucky dip with the weather. I want to go down and have a wander to the beach, but it's actually drizzling right now. So I've got my umbrella with me, which is a sensible move. Now, one thing I wanted to show you is I've got this is my lime tree, and I think it's actually budding there. You can see there's actually, I think they're buds that are forming, and that means I may actually get some fruit off it. This tree next to it's just grown up out of the ground within 12 months, and it's already that height from nothing. I don't know what it is, but I had to cut all these branches off yesterday because it's actually was cutting the light out from the lime tree, which I'd probably would have planted about 18 months ago, I'd say. But it's looking quite healthy, much better than my lemon tree. If anyone's got suggestions on how we can get this damn lemon tree to actually do something, I'll be most grateful, because I just can't seem to have any luck at all with it. There's no new growth on it. When I bought it, it was only about half that size, and it had some fruit, but nothing since. So I've been an abysmal failure with that plant. Anyway, we'll get out to, I'm going to go down the beach, see if there's any progress on the path. And it's almost impossible to predict what this weather's going to do. You can see it's quite grey on that side. Going back this way, it's a bit of clear sky down there. It's just so typical of the current weather patterns. It's very unpredictable. So anyway, I've got my big umbrella, so if I get a decent drop of rain, I'll be protected, so that's okay. Also, we had that big Saturday night car draw that took place at the Trinity Sports Club. So we turned up there just before 6. Car park was absolutely packed. We found a parking spot, so that was okay. And then we all had to basically register our presence on the machine in the front, and so that was an easy task. And then we went and got some food. We had an outside table. It was a little nippy, but not too bad. I wore my wind cheater, and I'm glad I did, because it was a little on the cool side. I was wearing a wind cheater earlier today, believe it or not. It's just, this weather's just been insane. So then it was pretty busy inside. I've never seen that many people there. And we thought that it'd probably take a while to get a bit of food. We had two options. We got to an outside table. We were given an option of having a number of different types of roasts, including beef Wellington, which is what Steve ordered, if I recall. And Steve and Peter both went and ordered food from us, but a specially set up counter just near them for that sort of food, all the beef stuff. So they, so when I went and actually went the standard route with and got some ordered calamari, which was very nice. I've got to say, I've ordered it twice now, and it's very good quality food. And Yvonne also went to the normal standard through the standard menu. She ordered some sort of I can't remember what the dish she ordered, but anyway, yeah, we both ordered so we could get together, so we could get on the number on the table. And then when we got back to the table, Steve and Peter were halfway through their meal. They got food straight away, which really surprised me, because the place was really packed out, and I thought there'd be quite a long wait to get our food. But no, they're very efficiently run when it comes to their food service, and that was no problem at all. And then our food actually didn't take too long to arrive either, and so that was very efficiently done. And then after that, we've just had a few beers waiting for the big draw, which took place. This is about 2.5 hours later, about 8:45 they actually did the big car draw. There's a couple sitting just near us, and there was the girl there sitting closest to us. She actually won a $100 fuel voucher, But that wasn't the weird thing. They had 10 fuel vouchers to give away, but then she won 2 more, and she wasn't allowed to get them because you only allowed to have 1 per particular item like that. So she thought she could get $300 worth of free fuel, and I thought, geez, how lucky could you be? So that was very strange. But it got stranger still. They had the minor prize drawn after that, and then the big one for the Yaris car. And when that occurred, they put up the number on the screen with the person's name. I think I couldn't really see it because it's too far away from me with my crap eyesight. But the weird thing is that the person that won the car wasn't there. They'd obviously turned up, they must have registered, and they left before the big draw. So what happened was, they had to call it, they had to do another roll of the dice in effect. And they've got an automatic generator, some sort of a software that automatically generates the chosen one. And guess who won? It was that woman standing next to us. Not only did she win 3 fuel vouchers, but she also won the big prize as well. And I've got to say, I smelled a rat, and I don't know where the rat came from, whether it's just crappy software they're using and it was just it wasn't operating properly, but the chances of that occurring is so remote that I have to question the methodology of the whole thing, and that's as far as I'll go, because I've got no evidence at all. It just seemed very strange that someone could be that lucky. In effect, 4 different prizes for one person. No, I can't see that. But how bizarre was it that the actual person who did win the car initially, for some reason, left the venue? Talk about an expensive exit. That car cost them basically a new car. And I wonder how soon they'd left, and why would you do it? And I suppose there could be an emergency, but boy, they're paying dearly for that. So it was a very bizarre night. And both Steve and I sort of had our doubts about how this was conducted. They're very good at the food service, but I do question whether that the actual operation of the draw was up to scratch. But again, I've got no evidence. I'm just going on totally circumstantial evidence here. And like I say, it's a very well run venue. I like the place. I'm very happy with the Trinity Sports Club. Just to me, it was a very strange night. But anyway, that's what happened. So you be the judge. The other thing was that they had terms and conditions underneath the actual promotion online, but you couldn't see those terms and conditions. You couldn't click through and read them. You had to find them at the premises, which I never got around to doing, as it turned out. And obviously it wouldn't have made any difference because my number didn't come up anyway. But I found that very strange. For some reason there was no click-through to check those details, because I was just wondering how they selected people, because it had to be a $20 spend, but they didn't say whether it was on the night or whether it was any time that you'd been a member, and they didn't say whether it had to be per transaction or there's no specifics on it. So that woman, for instance, she may have been their best customer for all I know, and maybe that was the criteria, is how much dough you'd actually spent over the journey for the to get a certain number of tickets for the actual draw. I mean, maybe it works that way, so that if she spent thousands of dollars going there, she's got a lot of entries into that draw. And if that's the case, well, you can't begrudge her, and that does explain it. But again, I'm only guessing. I don't know how it works. So just a very strange night. I didn't even have a walk yesterday. Very naughty of me. the weather again was indifferent and changeable, and but I have to do it today, and I'm doing it before midday, so getting out of the way early. I don't seem to see many palm fronds around the yard either, which is a bit strange, but I found some last week when I fossickered around there. I tend to get hidden in amongst the foliage, so if I do a bit of a hunt I'll probably find some, but I think I've got it pretty well under control at the moment, so it's good. It's not cold, it's just a cool, I'd say coolish weather by our standards, probably just slightly over 20 degrees, and very quiet down here. Oh, it's looking a bit clearer now. That's looking promising, so we might get, say, 20 minutes, half hour of good weather, and then it'll turn to crap again. And you can see there's crappy weather over there as well. They've got the barrier up again. There goes my plan of walking down there. Oh, we'll see if there's anything happening behind the barrier. Not going to go down the beach today, I've got my runners on. So there it is, waiting to be connected, and presumably they're working on the actual bridge today, one would hope, but someone's actually put this back up again. It was just sitting on the ground 2 days ago, but no problem. And the day now looks lovely, although you can see the backdrop of those grey clouds always ominously lurking, but yeah, it looks beautiful out there. And I wonder if the water temperature is as good as it was last time. Oh, it's another glorious day in FNQ. Look at the weather. Oh my god, it has been so wet. It reminds me of a description I had of living up here. I read somewhere many years ago. It said that you couldn't dry out your washing because it was always damp, and I'd never experienced that up until now, because when I actually shower and I get my the towel to towel myself down after the shower, it's already slightly damp before I even touch it. So the air is just thick with moisture, so I can sort of see there is some truth to that in this type of a winter, which I've never encountered before. So, you know, I've only been about 6 years, and this, to me, this is unusual, but Dale, the handyman, assures me that this is not that unusual. It has happened before. He also did say that the weather patterns had changed over the years, and it used to be more predictable that you'd have rain at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like you'd get in Southeast Asia, same sort of thing, but now it's all changed, and it's very unpredictable. So, but again, it's, even though I've got the wind cheater on, it's not that cold. It's probably in the teens, I would say. A little bit of a breeze. It's not bad, but after prolonged patches of this cool weather, I sort of feel more inclined to wear a wind cheater. It's strange. Maybe that's psychological, I don't know. Anyway, got to go to Cairns again today. And now we've got some sunshine. It's very schizophrenic. Crowded bus trip. I don't know why so many people are on it today. And a particularly annoying one too, because the guy, some elderly Asian guy sat behind me, and after about 10 minutes he started playing games or something on his mobile phone, and of course he wasn't using earphones, so I had to listen to all these crappy tinny sounds, musical sounds and everything else. It became incredibly irritating. It was so bad I decided to move seats. It really drove me crazy. And I don't, you know, if you're on public transport, you should use headphones. I mean, earphones, whatever, because it's a public space, for God's sake. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old man, but yeah, well, I'm fairly stuffed. I'm really looking forward to my coffee. Pretty tired at the moment. Didn't sleep very well last night. The 110 bus virtually almost went straight past me when I was waiting at the hospital bus stop, which is I mean, I was holding my ticket up in the air right next to the bus stop, and the guy looked like he was going to drive past me. He sort of did pull over, but not at the actual stop. And I don't know, some drivers are weird, like others will actually stop for people who are just sitting down and don't hail it at all. And you get these guys, you actually make it quite clear you want the bus, and they don't actually pull up. Just, oh boy. No consistency, as I've said earlier. After 8 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, and hopefully I won't get any rain. But, no guarantees at this time of the year. And I just got my new Samsung tablet delivered yesterday. Everything was fine except for one glitch with a password, which I'm sure I put in correctly, and it rejected it. I haven't been on this bike for a long time, so we'll see how we go. It's a pretty easy bike to ride, so it shouldn't be much of an issue. And I'll get down to the GP. I have to go to Trinity Beach now because the Koara Beach pathology's closed now, unfortunately. And the lady running it was lovely, but she's moved on, unfortunately. So now I've got to go to Trinity Beach. I like the bike ride, it's quite nice. I don't know how much traffic I'm going to get, probably more than if I'd left later, but I just want to get an early start. I haven't even had a shower yet. So there's some of the bird life, of course, they're always present. Yeah, so this Samsung tablet, it seems to be running okay, but this password thing, you just have to keep putting your name in and with your, well, not my name, but the password to access the screen all the time. It's just really annoying. Like, it times out after about 30 seconds, and I wanted to get rid of it. I thought, I don't need that level of security on the tablet, but because I put in my Hotmail, oh sorry, not my Hotmail, my Gmail email, and I know what the password to go with that is, which is the Google one, and I definitely put it in correctly, but it rejected it. So I'm not sure they want me to change it, but the thing is, I change it, then it might change the Google password, and I don't want to do that because it'll stuff up both my other devices. So it's a bit of a nightmare. Not sure what to do with that one. I might actually ask Steve, seeing he's got IT experience, he might understand how this crap works. But it's just it wasn't like this with the previous model. It seems to just get more and more complicated. All these things there to supposedly protect you, they just end up being a pain in the ass. So anyway, it's not too much of a breeze. It's okay getting here. So I'm going to try the pharmacy as well in Trinity Beach. One of my medications has just done a run. I don't know what happened to it, but and so I've got to get that replaced. It's very annoying when things just go astray. You don't know where they've gone. I looked all around the house for these pills. I couldn't find the bloody things. Well, the weather's looking okay at the moment. I hope you get a good view from the camera angle I've given you here. That's Earl's Hill ahead. A lot of people out and about walking the dogs. That's Koara Beach for you. And of course the bus. Every time I go out on the road or walk or on the bike or whatever, the bus stalks me. Oh, it's a superb morning though. We had a shower, pretty heavy shower just half hour or so ago, but it's looking fine now. That's typical of the weather at the moment. Very changeable. Well, it's not too damp. I thought it might be a bit wet down here, but it's okay. Almost there. Oh fuck, I haven't got that back. Oh, you bloody idiot. I just realised I haven't got my backpack on. Oh my god. I've done that a couple of times. Ah, you dropkick. No. So I've got to meet up with my neighbours and get to a happy hour. It was a beautiful sunny day earlier, and of course now it's overcast. Although doesn't look like it's threatening rain, but you never know. Frustration time. I got my second part of my delivery from Liquorland today, but the person who delivered it actually went up to my door, put a note in my fly-wire door, but didn't knock on the door. I was home, and they didn't even bother knocking on the door so I could come to the front door and take the delivery, because it's the heaviest item. It's a slab of dark beer. The one thing someone without a car really needs to have delivered to their door. So they actually got as far as my front door, but didn't knock on it. It just amazes me, you know, how basic is that? Because I didn't get the alert. Normally I would get an alert via SMS, but it didn't turn up until half hour after the window for deliveries had actually passed. So sometimes there's a delay with SMSs, so it's not a very reliable method of communication. But gee, that pisses me off, because I now got to hopefully see if I can get Steve or Yvonne to go to the local post office so I can pick it up. It's just so annoying, you know. I was there. Well, anyway, what can you do? I suppose it's good at least it's local now. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.